Hey everybody, this is Sofia Gruden, and this is our first episode on The Bark. This is a podcast of all things SWASU. We have our first guest here with us tonight, SWASU women's basketball player, Taylor Hedrick from Chester, Oklahoma. Hey Taylor.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. Little first episode and everything, but anyways, we're just going to talk about all things about Taylor today. I didn't want this to be a complete interview style, so we're just going to talk about everything and Taylor's journey and how she got here. So you're from Chester, Oklahoma, correct?
Yes.
All right. And where's that at?
It's like 30 minutes from Woodward. It's a really small school. There's
Like up by Alva?
Yeah.
Like on the way? Okay,
midway from here to Alva.
How was growing up there like?
It was good. Yeah, I liked it. I actually grew up in Piedmont and moved to Sealing, Chester, my sophomore year of high school. So it was kind of a big change, but I definitely liked the small town way better.
Okay. So is that a small town compared to Weatherford?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, okay. To me, Weatherford's a small town, so I don't know. And why did you guys move there? Was it family and everything?
Yes, my grandparents lived there, and both my parents actually graduated from there. So.
Oh, okay. So your family's all still there now?
Yep.
All right. So being here at SWASU and everything, do you go home a lot on the weekends and everything, or you just like living your own life?
Yeah. When my brother was still in high school, I would try to go to all his games and sporting events, but now he's graduated. So, yeah, I try to go home on the weekends and visit my parents, but they also come to all the games, so I see them all the time.
That's nice. Did you kind of wish, I mean, you're really close to home and everything like that, coming to SWASU. Did you, now that you're a senior, looking back, do you wish you would have gone somewhere further, maybe had a different experience in college or anything like that?
No. Growing up, I was in, middle school. I knew I always wanted to come to SWASU, and I told people, I'm going to SWASU, and they're like, whatever. And here I am.
Oh, so this was like a whole childhood dream that you had forever?
Yeah,
This was kind of like where you wanted, this was like New York's Harvard.
I actually committed to SWASU without telling my parents, and I told them that I committed here, and they were like, you're lying. And then Coach Anderson tweeted that I had committed, and my dad was like, well, all right then.
It took a tweet for your parents to believe you?
Basically.
Why didn't they believe you?
I think they kind of wanted me to wait, but I just did whatever I wanted.
And when was that? When in high school?
My junior year.
Oh, okay, so that was early.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks.
All right. And then you were a physical education major, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What do you plan on doing with that? Do you have any kind of specific goals that you want to do?
I actually want to be a high school math teacher and be a basketball coach. So
why did you make physical education?
I guess for the coaching side.
Coaching? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Did you want to settle down in Oklahoma then?
Yeah, probably northwest Oklahoma.
Okay, so close to home and everything like that. That's cool. Have you traveled outside? I mean, obviously you've traveled outside of Oklahoma playing basketball. I'm sure you've traveled a lot of different places, but you haven't thought of, there's not been a place that you went that you were like, oh, this is where I want to be and everything. It's always been hometown.
Yeah, I've always said I was going to go back to Sealing.
That kind of security is nice. Is a nice feeling though. So, all right. Okay. So what do you wish, now being a senior and everything? So, I mean, I just finished my senior year in college playing volleyball and everything, and I know my senior year I hurt like none other. Is this senior year probably the most painful year physically to get through athletics for you?
It really is. I feel like I've aged 5 years this last year. My knees just ache every day.
Yeah. All right. Because I know, when we were playing and everything, you'd be a freshman and you'd hear all the seniors talking about all their aches and pains and everything like that, how it was so hard, and then you're like, that's not going to be me. That's not, and it
happens.
It happens.
For sure.
It's you. Are you kind of scared to be done? Or are you kind of ready to get up and grow on and get on with your life? Really?
Yeah, I don't want to grow up.
What's the one thing you think that you would miss most about being in college and being a college athlete?
My coaches and my teammates. I'm around them all the time, and I can talk to them about anything, so that's going to be hard, but surely I'll find someone else.
I know, but it's such a big group to be in. I feel like that's one thing I kind of struggled with being done. I was around people all the time, and I had 15 people that I was close with, and then you're done, and now it's 2 or 1 even,
Yeah, well, I actually want to stay and get my master's and be the GA, so hopefully I'll still have a few more years to figure myself out.
Coach music?
Yeah.
All right. So what do you want to get your master's in?
Sports management.
Okay. Again, for coaching and
Yep.
teaching. Would you ever want to teach higher ed or just high school?
Just high school.
Okay. Why do you want high school? Like, what about that age? Or what about that group?
I just like, from my high school, just like the state tournament and all the memories, and like being at a small town, everyone supports basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So really just the community.
Mm-hmm. See, that's crazy because like where I'm from, there's so much, because we support basketball a lot, and partly because you're winning streak and everything. So of course, you know, you're going to rally around winners, as bad as that sounds. But I mean, the sense of community is crazy, but we have like 3 or 4 teams in small town Oklahoma that everyone promotes versus like where I'm from, it's huge. Like every team has their own like following. So it's just crazy. It's a little bit of a culture shock here. But that's really nice. Like I can see why that hometown feel like you're almost like a mini, I don't want to say celebrity in a bad kind of way, but you really are. Like everyone looks up to you and
know who you are.
Yeah, there's a lot of notoriety with everything that you do. So which is a lot of pressure, but it's really rewarding at the same time. So I understand why you would want to do that. I had an interesting question though.
Okay.
After being in college for 4 years, you're almost done. Graduate in May, right?
Yes.
What do you wish you would have known? Like, what is something you know now that coming into college you wish you would have known? Like, it doesn't even have to be, I mean, just because, like, you grow so much as a person. Like, your freshman self is not who you are now. You know what I mean? So, like, what is one thing that you kind of just wish you could have rewind the clock and taken back with you?
When I was younger, I always, like, cared about what people thought about me.
Mm-hmm.
And now I really could care less.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I wish I would have known that earlier.
Yeah.
But sometimes that gets the best of me, so.
I got you. I don't know. I was just thinking about that too, because like having freshman teammates and everything, and you listen to all their problems and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, honey,
you don't even know.
You don't even know. You don't even know. And you try to like tell them and, you know, guide them and everything. They never listen.
Nope.
But I mean, you still try.
They learn on their own though.
Yeah. So you're going to be around the area. Do you plan on coming back a lot to watch your former teammates play?
For sure. Since Macy and Carly from Sealing, they'll be here next year. I'll for sure come back and watch them and everyone I played with. So, yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And being a senior now, I mean, last year you guys made it so far. How was like the transition to kind of like fill some really big shoes? Did you even think about that pressure, or was it just something you just stepped into?
I didn't really think about it. I mean, it just happened. So, I mean, it really wasn't that hard, but a lot of us had to step up and do some things, and we still have a lot to prove. So.
So why basketball? Like when you were little, why were you like, I want to play basketball versus anything else? Why was it?
Well,
because I had the option and I hated the shorts, so I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
I actually wanted to play football, and my dad wouldn't let me. He said, you're playing basketball. Fair enough. That's what I did.
Oh, and then you happened to love it?
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
And I actually had never played softball or like any other sport, and then when I moved to Sealing, Macy and Carly's dad was like, hey, Taylor, you should try to play softball. I went to one practice, and it lasted about 5 minutes, and that was it.
Well, softball's, no offense to any softball players, softball is really like slow, and I feel like compared to something like basketball or volleyball or even football, sometimes it's super fast paced and super high intensity and high energy. And softball is great. I mean, I love watching baseball even. I'm a baseball girl. But at the same time, it's just not that type of adrenaline rush. Like, you don't get that. You do. Sure. Try not to offend anybody here. You do. But at the same time, it's just not as reoccurring, you know? All right. So I did have another question. What other offers? I mean, you said you wanted to go to SPOSU pretty much your whole life, or since you were little and everything like that. What did you have any other offers? Like, was there anything else that you were like, oh, I'm gonna do?
No, honestly, every coach that contacted me, I just told them I wasn't interested.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And what, like, were they all Oklahoma schools? Were they all over?
No, I had like Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas schools, but I just wasn't interested.
Were they all D2 levels, NAIA, or anything like that?
All of them were like a variety of all of them.
Okay, yeah.
Wasn't interested.
And you don't have any interest in like playing overseas after this? Because I know a lot of basketball girls.
Negative.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Taylor, you're making this kind of hard on me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I was like, I'm not gonna get through all these questions. No way. Well, there's a way. We did it. All right. Okay. So I did have like some random stuff though.
Okay.
So like, never been to Sealing, never been to Chester. I think we've driven through maybe like once or twice. Yeah, we did. But as far as like food, because that gets me here. Okay, I'm from Chicago. The options are endless. What is like your favorite place in Oklahoma? Like, what is your go-to thing that you would never get tired of? Because I actually need help here. I'm gonna be here for another year.
I really like Olive Garden and Texas Roadhouse.
Oh.
Those are my favorite places. Oh, from around here in Weatherford?
No. Just Oklahoma. Just Oklahoma.
Yeah. Olive Garden and Texas
This is gonna
Roadhouse.
be hard to edit, Doug.
Sorry.
No, okay, wait. We can pause.
Did I mess up?
No, you didn't mess up. It's just funny.
Regular stone.
That's what I'm saying. I expected like, something I'd never heard of, what I mean? No, you're good. I like Olive Garden too, though, so it's fine.
Oh, okay.
It's basic, but it's really good. So you can never.
I
go
thought you were
wrong.
gonna ask me in Sealing, and I was like, "There's not much."
No, I figured there wasn't much, so that's why I was like. If y'all
There's
don't know, we have a
Sonic
lot of
and
people
Subway.
in here, so all these extra voices they're all important, but they just don't need to be seen. That's all. You said Sonic and Subway is all you guys have?
Yeah, and a cafe. That's
Okay.
it. And the Jiffy Trip hot box, whatever you pick,
What? What is a hot box? Well, I know what that is. That's like when you go into it. That's like when you go into a
Like
gas
at Hutch's,
station.
how they have like the chicken strips
Yeah,
and stuff.
and they have like that little thing. I've never
That's all
heard that word used for that, but yeah,
my
I know
bad.
what you're saying. Anyway, I was just expecting like something I'd never heard of before, like some, Thai. No.
No, I'm pretty basic.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so like growing up in a small town, not much to do. What did y'all do? Like in high school, you know what I mean? Like we went to like movies and the mall and restaurants and you know what I mean, stuff like that. Like what did you guys do?
We listen to music and drive around. Not really much to do.
Okay.
Or we just sit on Main Street and talk and watch the cars drive by.
Okay. I don't know what to say.
You ask, I told.
I know. Okay. Oh shit.
That's great. How old she was when she first drove a car?
I don't know the answer to that. No, I just
Okay. No, I got a good one. Okay. When you were little, how everyone wants to be like an astronaut or like a firefighter or whatever. I wanted to be a chef. Still obsessed with MasterChef today. What did you want to be? What was your like? And don't say a basketball player. What was it? What did you want to be?
I wanted to be a dental hygienist because I have like a weird thing with teeth. Like if you don't have pretty teeth, I'm out. But
I get that because I'm like that too, and I'm like obsessive over my teeth and everything.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So that's
so
what
you wanted to look at dirty teeth for a living because you didn't like dirty teeth.
I guess. Yeah.
I guess. I went to the dentist one time and like they like pushed on my tongue the wrong way and I like leaked all over them because I was like for like a year I was like, ooh, I probably want to do this or something. And then that happened and it literally like, got on her mask and I was like, I'm out. No,
I don't want that to happen to me.
If this is possible, I don't want this happening to me. Sad thing, this was like last year though, so this wasn't anything like when I was little. So, but I mean, you grow up and things get less embarrassing, so that's nice. What is the most embarrassing thing you've ever done? And don't leave any juicy details out because I actually want to know. And if you have like a top two, like a tie, go for it.
Okay. Well, actually, in high school, Sealing always has like their Ward Center Classic in like January, and there's like all the schools there, and we were in the championship, and all the schools were there watching, and that song turned down for what was our run out song, and I tripped and fell, and like 5 people fell on top of me, and I got court burn all on my stomach, through my jersey, like bleeding. It was so embarrassing.
Did you cry?
No?
Oh, wow. How old were you?
Like 17.
Oh, I would have cried.
I just laughed and walked off.
But it was like in front of the whole school?
Yeah, and like 5 other schools.
Wow.
What can you do?
Wait, 5 other schools? Why were there 5 other schools that you were?
Because like all the teams that were in the tournament were like watching.
So it was like a conference thing?
No, it was just a regular tournament. I don't know. Everyone just like stayed and watched the championship and
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we won.
So there you go. So that doesn't matter.
No, I didn't care.
Yeah, okay, that's good. See, that's the funny thing in volleyball. You just fall on the ground all the time, and you just can't be embarrassed, especially when you're like 6
I do that
foot
anyways.
tall. Yeah, but then everyone's like, you look like a tree going down. You're like, what do you want me to do? This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I get that. I had like a similar story in high school. I was at a new school though, and I was in Texas, new school, and the old school I went to was probably like 1,000 people. This one was like 5,000 people. First day of school, there's like this ramp for the handicap, and I'm walking down it. Janitor was just there, up in the air, like kind of like when you see on the movies, like Mean Girl style. My
Your
books
legs.
went like flying in the air, and like all my papers and stuff went flying in the air. And then I lost my schedule that they printed out for me because everybody was walking by, and I had no idea where to go. So then I just went into random classes for the rest of the day. I just
rough.
like walked into a class and sat in the back, and then I was like, I'm going home. I'm going home. I quit.
Yeah, that's rough.
This isn't for me. So thank you, Taylor, for joining me. This was interesting. We both had our first little go around on a podcast tonight. But thank you, Taylor, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
It's been great. It's been fun.